So you would think following bears is easy. You would think that it's easy just to go outside and document wild animals. Well, let me tell you, it's not that easy, but also it's crazy because it's not that hard either. So, with that being said, thank you very much for joining me, Kris Rubio, on this wonderful adventure of let's follow these bears. I'm going to talk about this documentary I saw about a group of documentarians documenting bears. Yeah, that's what I said. Let's do this. Yeah, so it's not easy. I'm going to say it's hard to document anything, especially if your life is the way you make money is to become is to document wild animals because you have to be in a remote place, You have to go someplace. You have to do the things. You have to get the camera, the gear, and all that stuff. It must be so tough on your family, right? So tough on your family. Not only are you gone for several months in a year, it's tough because if you have a wife, if you're a man and you're a documentarian and you have a wife, you constantly, every 3 months out of the year, you have to tell her, hey, babe, I gotta go document insert animal here for a couple months or 3 months, and be like, oh, what are you documenting? I'm documenting this wild bear. Oh, really? Yeah. I'm gonna be shitting in the woods. Okay, that's where I'm gonna go. There's no porta potties. I'm just gonna go out there in the woods, document these dangerous animals in the hopes of me coming back home to my kids. But I'm gonna be shitting in the woods. Regardless. And it's crazy because like documentarians, right? They have to go to this remote part of an island by Alaska. And there's really no easy way to have access to this island other than to get one of these small planes and land by the beach. There's no runway. They have to land on the beach. And they have to get off this airplane and lug 60 tons of camera gear onto the beach. So they constantly have to go back and forth because the plane has to set their plane far enough where if the tides go in, it doesn't shipwreck them on the beach. So they have to basically park their airplane far away from the beach, and they have to do this constant back and forth. You can't do that in Venice or Santa Monica because your camera stuff will be stolen. Okay, of course, there's no human beings here. It's just wildlife. But regardless, I just can't imagine being a documentarian, going on an airplane, knowing that you have to go back and forth on the beach. My thing is, bro, is there a Home Depot around here? Is there? Could we just hire Jose to help us with the camera gear? Oh man, that ain't racist. That's what I would do. That's what a lot of people would do. Bro, stop by the Home Depot before you get in an airplane, pick up some dudes, pay them 2 days worth they're only going to work for an hour. Who wouldn't do that? I would do that. I would do that in a heartbeat. Yeah, I would. And at night, these people right before bed, these documentarians have to not only set up their tent, which takes a while to do, but they also have to set up like an electrical perimeter, like an electric fence they have to set up before they go to sleep. And I live in Los Angeles. I am a big supporter of electric fences. Okay, guys? I live in Burbank. I wish I had an electrical fence around my apartment. Okay? I wish I had an electrical fence outside my front door because there's some shady people that come here. Don't touch my front door. There's a doorbell. Knock. But I would like my metal front gate to be electrified. Okay? Who wouldn't? I would. And you would think, oh, Kris, you're in a remote part of the island. There's nobody around. There's no gas stations, no civilization. You're just in a remote island with the wild animals. Could you sleep? I don't need much. Okay, I could be at a remote part of an island with no civilization for all I need is a Starlink, a rechargeable battery to power up the Starlink, and my Netflix account. That's all I need. And I'm golden. Elon Musk, you want to send me to Mars? Sure. You own Starlink. Give me a Starlink, and I've got my Netflix account, which is actually my sister's account. I'm piggyback-offing her, but I'll do that. That's all I need. Between that and HBO Max and Paramount, if I had all three of those, bro, I could live on the moon by myself, bro. There's a bear expert I saw in this documentary, and this is the bear expert telling you what to do just in case a bear comes at you or is going to attack you. Okay. This is what you should do. He tells you to get big, to make a lot of noise. Try to not back down and try to step forward and also act like you're attacking the bear too. Challenging the bear. I'm sorry, bro. If a bear expert's gonna tell me that, as soon as a bear comes charging towards me, I am the first person to push that bear expert to the ground so I could get away. Okay? I am. I'm sorry. I'll be the first person. Yes. Yes, I will. I don't care what anybody says. I'll be the first person to do that. And while I'm running, if the bear continues to chase after me and avoids the bear expert, I'll push the bear expert's wife as the second person and then continue to run. I am a runner, okay? Not a marathon runner. I'm a sprinter. I could get away. I know. I'm pretty confident I could get away from the bear a good 100 yards before my stamina completely shows that I'm going to get eaten. You know what I mean? How many people know? I love it when people are so confident. I know exactly what I'm going to do when I'm confronted with seeing a bear or seeing a wild animal like a mountain lion. Really? You know exactly what to do? Yeah, sure, you could say it, but when time comes to perform, bro, you're going to be running like me, like everybody else in here. You're going to be running like me. I know that. I know that for a fact, bro. It's also pretty nice when you see this documentary. It's pretty nice when you see the mama bear teach its children, teach the cubs how to fish, how to eat. If only some mothers did that to their child. It seems like, look, I come from the old school, okay? And I sometimes complain about these young kids, because these young kids have no freaking discipline. They have no discipline, bro. Yeah, you heard me. Some mothers out there are pretty bad. Their kids are trampling all over them. There's no discipline. What I'm gonna say, these mama bears, when they notice one of their cubs acting up, bro, they get vicious. I think we should do that. Don't get me wrong, you shouldn't like beat down your kid, but you know, there should be a slight fear. Tippity tap tap. What's wrong with that? My dad hit me with a belt. And did I deserve it? Yeah, I deserved every single one of those whoopings, bro. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, bro. Okay? I see some kids at the grocery store. My God. I see some kids at the mall. And I'm talking about like 13-year-olds, even 10-year-old kids talking back to their parents like they're not even parents. And the parents can't do nothing about it, or they don't want to act up because they're in public. Bro, I'll tell you a story. One time I did a gig and they just had me DJ. It was a family gig for Christmas, and they just had me DJ. They were like, Rubio, we just need you to play some Christmas songs. I'm like, hey, bet, let's do it. While I was there, some 9-year-old kid was really acting up. It was a Latino family. Bro, the mom picked up one of his arm and started going, bah, 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 bah. And everybody just looked away, and everybody was like, oh, well, the kid deserved it. The kid deserved it. And did I say anything? Nobody said anything because everybody knew that kid was acting up. Nobody's going to say nothing. The Latino community's not going to say. If anything, everybody looks at it and be like, oh, yeah, yeah. If anything, it just confirms my dad hitting me with the belt. In its essence, a good thing. And also seeing an actual bear fight in this documentary was also really cool. Just seeing any fight in general. It doesn't matter if it's animals or if it's human beings. I love fights. I love seeing fights. I've seen a lot of fights in high school where I was just a spectator. And there's been times where I'm spectating and my friends are getting their ass kicked. And they're like, Rubio, your friends are getting their ass kicked. Are you going to go in there? I'm like, but it's hot and I'm in the shade. I can't get away from this shade, bro. Like, this is prime real estate. This is good seats for a fraction of the cost. No, I wouldn't do that. If I would like, I would jump in there. If any one of my friends right now was in a predicament, knowing that I would get my ass kicked, yeah, I would do it. I have done it, and I've also gotten my ass kicked. I remember this one time I was in the Glendale Beeline as a kid with my friends. We were talking about sushi, and I said the word fish, and some Latino gangsters from the back seats were like, hey, be careful how you use the word fish, eh? I'm like, I'm talking about sushi here. You want to kick my ass because of sushi, bro? Like, bro, what are you doing, man? I also love the fact that bears, every time they go hunting for fish, they're, in essence, basically eating fresh, quality sushi on the daily. My God, the amount of money that these bears are saving by not going to a restaurant and paying this sashimi prices, bro. It's amazing. Look, I don't know if you know about CRISPR technology, bro, but if if my DNA was gonna be CRISPR'd, I would like some bear DNA. I would like to be able to kill a fish and just eat it directly, bones and all. I would just live by the river, in a van by the river, like Chris Farley. I would live by a van by the river. That's what I would do. It is pretty crazy. I mean, to live your life as a documentarian, to be away from your family for so many months, and to get millions of minutes of footage, and then to be able to, because I know there's a lot of shitty footage that they have to go through. It's like any documentary, and that's probably that's probably such a tedious process too. You know? Yeah, bears, bro. Get away from them. This is my advice to the public. If you come across a bear in the wild or in the city, don't record it. Just get away from it. It doesn't matter how many, if you could be 200 yards away from a bear, just get away, bro. Okay? It doesn't matter if the authorities are there. Just get away. If there's a person that you don't like and you see a bear, don't tell that person. In fact, just tell the person you don't like. They'll be like, hey, what's over there? You should go check out. I think it's somebody's colony over there. So they could get mauled by the bear. That'd be great. I've never had bear. Some people have eaten bears before. And like everything, they say it tastes like chicken. How could everything taste like chicken? Everything. Alligator. Oh, it tastes like chicken. Rabbit. Oh, it kind of tastes like chicken, but more elastic. I'm like, what? What does that mean? Frog legs taste like chicken. How could everything taste like chicken, bro? Tell me, how could everything taste like chicken? In fact, that's one of the documentaries I gotta see, is this guy that went for a month, ate nothing but fried chicken. I bet you he gained like 10 pounds. But I've never had bear meat. I would like to. For as diverse as Los Angeles is, we can't get any kind of either, have a research on the elk, but we can't get no bear meat. I would like to eat bear. Who wouldn't like to eat bear? And is it like beef? Could you do it like rare or medium rare? Is it tender? I don't know. Never had it. I've had bison. I would eat a bear. And just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I'm going to eat a dog. No, I think that's disgusting. Who even thinks about it? That's like, I know they do that in some Asian countries, but I'm like, oh, hell no, bro. What about eating bear meat inside of a sushi roll? What about that? Don't you think that's pretty weird to eat something that their main food is fish? Like, it's the predator inside of, it's just weird. Jimmy Schubert, who's another comedian, funny dude, said something about chicken omelets. Like, that's too much chicken. That is too much chicken. That's too much chicken, dude. But to be in a remote island with nothing but wild animals that could kill you, and there's no hospital, there's no roads, it's just an island, and you and your other documentarian friends are the only human beings there. That must be terrifying, liberating and terrifying at the same time, because you're there, and if you get hurt, even if you get stung or, let's say, bit by a rattlesnake, I don't even know if there's rattlesnakes there, man, you could die. Of course, that's the risk you're willing to take just to be at a remote island, right? Also, some people have bears as pets. Have you seen these videos? They have bears as pets, and it's cool. Like, 3 years of being a pet, it just takes one small thing, and then they get attacked and mauled horrifically too. I've seen these bear attacks where they're just like, oh, it's just a lovable bear 1 second, and all of a sudden their face gets eaten off, and I'm like, oh well, that's what happens. Like Sigmund Freud, like that gay couple from Vegas. Look what happened with the tigers. It just takes one day. It just takes one bad, horrible day, whatever tiger or bear it is, and then they just attack. And who knows what sets them off? Could be a color, could be a noise. I would never have a bear as a pet. If I was gonna pick any wild animal for me to be, I would have that as a pet. I don't even know if this is like too out there, because Australia has these. It's kangaroos. Kangaroos are my favorite animal. Every time I go to the LA Zoo, one of the first go-to exhibits, let's go see some kangaroos, baby. There's something about it. Something about you. And wallabies, which is like baby kangaroos. I live in California. If I had an opportunity to illegally have that as a pet, I would take the risk. They're just so cute. And who's gonna rat on you for having a wallaby as a there's actually a lot of rats, a lot of Karens, especially in LA. But seriously, could you picture somebody calling animal control, be like, oh, I'm sorry, there's my neighbor has a wallaby and I'm so scared. You're scared of a wallaby, bro? You're scared of a wallaby. Me having a pet, a wallaby as a pet is not the problem. You're the problem. Why can't we have wallabies as pets anyway? What's the deal? What's the danger of having this marsupial? People always want to. I'm just going to talk about the state of California, okay? I have my quarrels with the state, but I also have my quarrels with the kind of pets that we could have as pets. I have 2 dogs and a cat. I don't even know if ferrets are available, but why can't we have a wallaby? They're cute. They could be domesticated. Why can't we have a skunk? A skunk that's degland with no stinky thing. Skunks are killed by coyotes and other animals here every day. If I took one, it would be safe. And if you've ever seen a skunk, skunks are cute. Beavers, that's another one. Why can't I have a beaver? Get your brain out of the gutter, guys. Get your brain out of the damn gutter, bro. Hello, people in the chat. Thank you for joining. Now, I wouldn't have a tiger or a lion or any of these big-ass cats. I would have a lynx, though, if you guys ever seen lynxes. I'm a big fan of cats. I hated cats for the longest time until I wasn't forced to get one. One of my coworkers like, you want a cat? And I just automatically said, yeah, sure. A typical guy. Like, sure. Just brought it home to the wife. The wife screamed at me. Then she fell in love with the thing the next day. I'm telling you, pets have a way of just creeping into your heart, bro. You know? But bears is another story, man. I always fantasize because I believe in the multiverse. Okay, I believe in having my reality broken sometimes. There is a parallel, or not parallel, there is something in the multiverse out there somewhere. There's a world where bears are human beings. Where human beings are the bears that can't really talk, and bears are the actual people. Like the bear scene bears. Talking bears. I would love to believe that. Actually, I do believe that. And it's crazy because you got to piggyback it like human beings in this world would be the wild creatures. And it'll just be so funny, like bears talking with other bears, just like, okay, guys, when you come across when a human being attacks you, just get big and loud. And if there's a baby, like a baby human being, don't go close to it because the mama human being will go crazy. You know, I would love to see that. Just the reverse. Anyways. Thank you, guys. You guys are great. I'll be watching another documentary tomorrow, and I'll be back at the same bad time, same bad channel. Once again, thank you very much for watching the live stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.